Hi everyone, this is Signakar Mamidala, Assistant Professor, Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering. Today our lecture topic is mesh analysis. Mesh analysis. So how we are going to apply this mesh analysis in the network? So what is the importance of mesh analysis? How we are going to find the current in each loop by using this mesh analysis. So how many equations you will get from a network by applying mesh analysis? This is the main important focusing area in electrical network when we are going to apply mesh analysis. Okay. So here we are going to apply this technique to each and every network. For different kind of loops are there, single loop network, two loop network, three loops, like that. Okay. So first we are going to apply this mesh analysis to single loop network. Okay. So now you can see here I am going to take one example. This is the network. So here I am taking random electrical elements. This is R1 and R2 and R3. Supply voltage is V. Supply voltage V. This is the supply voltage. Okay. So this is a single loop network. Okay. How many loop like? This is the one loop network. One loop network. Okay. So I am going to apply this mesh analysis to this single loop network. So before going to apply this technique to this electrical network, so we have to identify the number of loops. First we have to identify the number of loops. Identify the number of loops. Okay. First point we have to identify the number of loops. Then we have to apply Kirchhoff voltage law. Next, KVL to the network. Okay. So these two conditions is enough to apply mesh analysis to any network. Then you will get equations. So after applying of this Kirchhoff voltage law, you will get equations. We have to solve the equations. So these are the three important points or conditions we are going to apply to any network. We have before going to find the current in each loop by applying mesh analysis. Okay. So you can see, so this is one example I am taking. Here how many loops are there? This is one loop, single loop is there. So this is the number of loops in the network is one loop. Okay. Number of loops is 1. So here how many equations you will get? Number of loops is equal to number of equations. Number of loops is equal to number of equations. Okay. So how many loops are there? You will get same equations by applying mesh analysis. Okay. So now can higher in this case one loop is there, you will get only one equation. Okay. So number of loops is equal to number of equations while applying mesh analysis to any network. Okay. So in this network we identified only single loop, that is you will get only one equation. This is the loop. Next apply Kirchhoff voltage law and assign the current direction So we have to assign the current direction and we have to apply the Kirchhoff voltage law. So now this is the active element voltage. So this is the direction of the current. So here, okay. So how the current is passing? So current is delivering from the voltage source and this is the way the current is flowing. So now the current is passing R1 and R2, R3. Because R1, R2, R3 are connected in series, the current is same in each and every element. That is I am going to denote it with I. Okay. So this is I assigned a current direction in each loop. Only one loop is there. So that is why I got this only one current direction, that is the current is I. Next I am going to apply this current Kirchhoff voltage law. So what is the basic fundamental of Kirchhoff voltage law? V is equal to IR basic formula. Algebraic sum of voltages around the loop is equal to 0. Okay. So now you can see, so this is the basic standard, V is equal to I into R. So here V is equal to I into R. So here I am going to apply. So V is there. So I into R1 and plus here I into R2 plus I into R3. So I into R1 and I into R2 and I into R3. So this is the equations you will get. So after simplification of this one, you can observe I is common in both cases. So then you will get R1 plus R2 plus R3. It is equal to V. So what is our aim in this network? Now can see what is our aim? What is our aim in this network? Yes. So we have to find current in each loop. Very good. So now I am going to find current in each loop, that is I is equal to V divided by R1 plus R2 plus R3. Okay. So this is the way we are going to apply nodal analysis to any kind of network to find the current in each loop. Okay. Next case, this is single loop network. So if I take two loop network, how we are going to apply mesh analysis? Now you can see here two loop network. This is two loop network. Okay. So now you can see I am going to draw one network. So randomly I am taking here different elements. Okay. So here some resistance are there, and here one more resistance I am going to connect here. Okay. So I am going to denote with this R1 and this is R2 and R3. This is a supply voltage V I am going to take. Okay. So my aim is to apply mesh analysis to this network and to find the current in each loop. Current in each loop. So before going to that, we have to apply these three conditions. Okay. So then you will get automatically equations. Okay. So first identify the number of loops. How many loops are there in this network? So this is loop 1 and this is loop 2. How many loops are there? 2 loops are there. In this network 2 loops. How many equations you will get? Number of loops is equal to number of equations. Then you will get 2 equations. So where you will get that equations? In this loop 1 and loop 2. Okay. So then assign the current direction in each loop. So now I am going to assigning the current direction. So this is loop 1. So and this is the current direction. I am going to denoting with the I1, and similarly this is the loop 2. This is the current direction. Current is loop 2 is I2. Okay. Here 2 loops are there. You will get 2 currents. That is the 2 equations. So how we are going to get these 2 equations? By applying Kirchhoff voltage law to each and every loop. Okay. So now I am going to apply KVL to loop 1. KVL to loop 1. So this is the loop 1. What are the elements are connected in this loop 1? Can you guess, anyone? Yeah, 3 elements are there. This is R1, R2 and voltage source. Okay, now you can see I am going to redraw this for only loop 1 elements I am going to draw. So this is the diagram. So this is R1 and this is R3. This is the supply voltage V. And this is the direction of the current I1 and this is the direction of the current is I2. Okay. So now you can see, now I am going to apply Kirchhoff voltage law to loop 1. So then V is equal to I into R, basic standard formula. Then V is equal to I1 into R1 plus here R3 is there and I1 is there, I2 is there. So this R3 element is common for both loop 1 and loop 2. R3 element is common for both loop 1 and loop 2. So means, so this element R3 able to allows both I1 current and I2 currents. So that is why, so this R3 is the common element, and so this I1 is the higher potential value, then I2 is the lower potential. So because we are going to apply Kirchhoff voltage law to loop 1, then I1 minus I2, then you will get this. So is it clear this? So why we are getting this I1 minus I2? So if you are really understand this one, then we can easy to write remaining equations. Okay. So here whenever I am writing here I1 minus I2, so before going to that I have to identify. So where we are going to apply Kirchhoff voltage law. So that is very important. So that is why, so I am going to apply Kirchhoff voltage law loop 1, that is why loop 1 is the higher potential than loop 1 minus loop 2. So that is why I am taking I1 minus I2. Okay. So here you can simplify. Here I1 term is there, here I1 term is there. So if I take I1 is common, R1 plus R3. So here R3 into minus, then minus I2 into R3. So this is equation 1. This is equation 1. So how many equations you will get? 2 equations, because number of loops is equal to number of equations. So one more equations you will get. So where you will get? At loop 2. Similarly, I am going to apply KVL at loop 2. So here I applied KVL to loop 1. So here I am going to apply KVL to loop 2. So you have to identify. Again I am going to redraw this loop 2. You can identification purpose, you can see here wherever I am writing here, how I am writing, you can observe each and every step. So because you will get very easy. So this is R2 element. Okay. So this is here I am going to take, this is R4 element. Okay. So here I am going to take R4 element. Okay. So what about this one? R3 element. So what is the current in this loop? I2 current. So what about this loop 1? This is the I1 current. I1 current is coming down from this point. Okay. So now you can see. So how I am going to apply Kirchhoff voltage law to this loop 2? So what is the equation I will get? So is there any voltage source in this loop 2? There is no voltage source, because here voltage source is there, that is why we are getting here V is equal to something. But in this loop 2 there is no voltage source. So standard formula V is equal to I into R. There is no V in this loop 2. So that is why 0. V is equal to 0. Without voltage source, the network which is called passive network. It is a passive network. Okay. So now you can see. So I2 into R2. I2 current into R2 resistance. Then I2 current in passing through R4 element. Similarly, this I2 current is and I1 current, this is common R3. So how we can write? Can anyone guess this case? Anyone? You can observe this condition here, how I am writing here. You can condition, observe, and you can say, so what is the equations you will get in terms of current, whether I1 minus I2 or I2 minus I1. No, see here we will get I2 minus I1 only, because here somebody is saying I1 minus I2. We won't get I1 minus I2, because here we are applying KVL to loop 2, then loop 2 is the higher potential, you can think. So then loop 2 minus loop 1. So that is why you will get I2 minus I1 only. You won't get I1 minus I2, because in which loop we are going to apply KVL, that loop current is the higher value than other loop. That is why you will get I1 minus I2 here, because we are applied KVL to loop 1. In similarly, we are applied KVL to loop 2, then loop 2 current is higher, then loop 1 current is lower, then higher value minus lower value, then you will get I2 minus I1. Otherwise, you can think the direction also. So this I2 is upward direction, I1 is downward direction. So here this I1 is downward direction, this I2 is upward. Both are in opposite, I2 minus I1. Here also you can say I1 is downward direction, here I2 is upward direction, I1 minus I2. Okay, you can take any one direction or higher value minus lower value, you can consider these two. So then 0 is equal to, you can observe what are the common terms are there. So first I am going to writing here I1 terms. So R3 into I1, so minus R3 I1. First I am going to write I1 terms, then I2 terms. So next I2 terms I am going to write I2. See here R2 is there, R4 is there, R3 is there. So directly I am writing here R2 plus R3 plus R4. So it is equal to 0. Is equal to 0. So this is the equation 2. So you can simplify equation 1 and 2. Simplify equation 1 and 2. You will get the current I1 and I2. Current I1 and I2. Okay. So it is very simple. You can take this equation 1 and equation 2. So what are the terms? Magnitude of each and every current is common. So you can apply sine rule and you can common the magnitude. If it is not same, you can multiply the same magnitude of each and every equation of the either I1 or I2. So then you can cancel one term, then you will get the answer. Now you can see, I can show you one thing. So here V is equal to I1 into R1 plus R3 minus here I2 into R3. So this is equation 1. Now equation 2 is 0. 0 is equal to, first I am going to write I1 terms. So this is minus, okay, minus I1 into R3, minus I1 into R3, here plus R2 into, plus I2 into R2 of plus R3 plus R4. Okay. So you can simplify these two equations. Here minus I1 is there, here plus I1 is there. If the magnitude of this same, so you can cancel, then you will get magnitude of this R1, this magnitude is suppose same, you can cancel this one, here you will get I1 term. Either you can, it is same, you can cancel. So from these two equations, please simplify, you will get the I1 and I2 values. Okay. So this is the way we are going to find the current in each and every loop. Okay. So is it clear? So I will ask you one question. How many equations you will get while applying nodal or mesh analysis? Nodal analysis and mesh analysis. How many equations you will get by applying nodal analysis to two loops network? How many equations you will get by applying mesh analysis to this network? Yes, here. So by applying mesh analysis, you will get two equations. Number of loops is equal to number of equations. But in nodal analysis, loops we cannot consider the loops. We cannot consider the loops. We have to consider only number of nodes. Okay, number of nodes minus one equations you will get from this equation, from this network by applying nodal analysis. From same network, we are going to apply mesh analysis. You will get number of loops is equal to number of equations. So which one is better here? So while applying nodal analysis to this network, you will get here only two nodes are there. This is one node and this is another node. Two nodes are there. 2 minus 1. How many equations? Only one equations you will get. Here while applying mesh analysis, how many equations you will get? Two equations you will get. Which one is better? Nodal analysis is the better technique to find current in each and every element. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you one and all.